Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're back with Superfilm support. Remember, you can send your questions to superfilmsupport.com and I'll answer them here on YouTube on a video. So today's question is coming from N. Butler, and he says, does the Chamonix 4.5 f2 camera match fidelity 4x5 double dark slides, and can other makes be used? So I'm understanding that what he's asking is if a Chamonix camera uses normal dark, basically film holders, because the name is usually fidelity 4x5 double dark slides, but it's not more like double dark film holders basically. So there's a question that sometimes comes around the internet, and it's not always very easy to answer or understand. Film holders come in a specific size, and there was what they called ANSI specifications, and these are basically like the ISO of film or things like that, like a DIN, which is like some numbers that somebody comes down to, like, this is the standard for film holders. They all have to, respect these distances, sizes, dimensions, whatnot. So 4x5 cameras have had a standard back for very long time. Pretty much any large format camera you find nowadays that's usable, modern, or pretty modern, will have the same size. CNR cameras, Chamonix cameras, Shenhao, Intrepid, Vista, Toyo, I don't know, anything like that you'll find with a proper back. But there's some sizes that you need to know. One thing to stay away from, if you can, I'm not saying it's always like this, is wooden film holders, because that might be from the age where the ANSI standard was not exactly like enforced. Maybe Graflex had their own holders, and maybe Fulmer and Swing or something like that had their own film holders. And sometimes they sell these very old ultra large format cameras with a set of film holders because they were made like that. Camera and film holders were sold as a pack, and it didn't follow ANSI standards. ANSI standards are usually for the smaller sizes, 2x3, 3x4, 4x5, 5x7, 8x10, and sometimes 11x14. That's what I found. Also 14x17 because it's an X-ray size, and I think X-ray stuff was more standardized. But one thing I want to note, and this is why I have a camera here and a couple film holders, is more than the brand, is being careful, especially for those European users, about the size of the film. 4x5 is basically inches, is the size of the film. It's around 10 by 12 centimeters. But in Europe, before we had the 4x5 size, there was 9 by 12 centimeters. It's a different size that uses different film holders that fit in the same camera. So here I have a 9 by 12, and you can see that here. It says 9 by 12. I don't know if the B camera can focus on that, but 9 by 12 film holder that's exactly the same as a 4 by 5 film holder. If it wasn't because one has plastic dark slides and one has metallic dark slides, you were not able to tell the difference. One says 9 by 12. What does that make a difference with? There's no film on the 4 by 5. That's how I check my film holders. So basically, if I pull the dark slide, you will see there's a bunch of dust. So sorry for that, guys. This is me mid-moving. You can see the rails on the sides, okay? But if I pull the dark slide of a 9 by 12, you will see there are thinner. So it's narrower. It's more narrow, okay? My English is not wanting to work today. So basically, I'm trying to make a reflection of this so you guys can see it. But basically, the film holder on the outside is the same dimension, but the inside has these extra small channels to make for that like lesser wide film, as I can't say that word. So as I said, 4x5 is 10 by 12, 9 by 12 is 9 by 12. So that short dimension is shorter, so it has these little extra plastic tabs that let it, the film go through. So if you buy 9 by 12 film holders, which are extremely cheap, you will only be able to shoot a couple film stocks that are still made. Fomapan, Ilford Hp5, some stuff like that. If you want to buy like Kodak Portra in 9x12, good luck, you probably won't find it. But yeah, they're the same size. They all work on a Chamonix 4x5 like the one I have here. Be it Toyo, it can be Fidelity, it can be Lisco, it can be Graflex, it can be Chamonix cameras. Any of these will work the same. They all have the same dimension. They all have the same distance to the film plane. It have the T-rib here, which is what I call it. I call it the T retaining tab location. That's what the ANSI standard says. But yeah, basically it will all work. So if you go ahead and you buy a Chamonix 4.5 f2, this is the f1, pretty much the same camera, and you buy some film holders that are pretty much modern or normal, you will have no issue shooting with them. I suggest if you're in Europe or you see the 9x12 sign or those extra rails, stay away from them unless you really want that format and you buy them. I bought these 9x12 holders only to teach people to stay away from them. So that was my little sacrifice purchase for you guys on YouTube or in one-on-one workshops that I do to learn what to stay away from. So yeah, that's all for Superfilm support this week. As always, remember this show is sponsored by you guys, Patreons or PayPal donors. I'll leave the links to that below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.